No, none of that. We get to the meat and potatoes of the game.
Meat and potatoes. Sounds like a spicy dinner. Spicy as this matchup. Oh, that's going to be the first kill. Going to the way of Shock. As Sinners do get the first blood. Shock doubles it up. In fact, they may want to continue with the onslaught towards the B site using that connector push, but no. Just like that, they move across. Smokes utilized to get them onto the site. B-Stick, that's a clean plant. No casualties inflicted. Vinny, he's locked out of it. Directly onto the side of them. Go. Shock is there for the backstab, and they've got no clue. This is perfect. The Keserato has already put a dent. Vini wants to double it up. Now Sinners are in an equal position, but here comes the cavalry. Here comes Shock from behind. He's going to be a sneaky little ninja. Misses out on the first shot, but he's still presence. His presence is really damaging when it comes to that pressure. But Neofrag aggressing. That's going to be 2 kills upon the bomb touch, and that is going to be Sinners with first blood. Expended to get them across. The boost being smelt. Ooh, that could be perfect. Lingers pull the trigger at first, but then does deliver with a kill. 3 against 4, and Sinners, they're in a really hurt position. Forced by from FURIA, the Deagles are immensely impactful. Vinny tries his luck against Zetko, but he's just too strong with that Galil. And these reinforcements, Nate could have closed his life, but still stands strong with 7 points of health. FURIA may want to rotate around this as they have been equalized within the numbers. But it's Sinners now slowly inching forwards towards a site. Oscar coming in with a backstab and drop. What a shot. Drops it onto Oscar's head. And now with a bomb directly in the middle of the site, Fury can control this no man's land. And Basic needs to regress, needs to gain space with a flash by his hand. But it is his first shot to be dropped.
Let me tell you exactly how it turns out. Drop pulls the trigger, and that should be it. I mean, maybe you had to pull it a few more times than I anticipated, but man, what a round from Furia.
Movement towards ramp. Neofrag trying to obfuscate their rotation. Falling into sandbags. Keserato has to deal with one. Could have been the killer, but Zetko is able to dismantle him. Now onto the site they go. Flashes trickling them in, trying to go for the approach. Zetko won't be their saving grace this time. Ends up falling, and now Vinny with the AK tries to put it to good use. Beastick and Oscar do double back, but it's down to a 2 versus 2. Furia, they found a weapon onto Art, and they will try and approach.
That AK needs to be put to good use. Okay, Art, you started things off. Now you have to finish the job. Oscar trying to bait them out, but he shoots in between 2 targets, and he will not be able to thread the needle.
It is indeed Incendiary Drone. There's the smoke and flash still available from the Furious side. It might not be enough though, as the Sinners do start to trickle in. B-Stick not able to deliver on the first, then repositioning of a crosshair, and Vinny takes advantage of it. Oscar tries to pick up the pieces, but no space given. Shock, the final remaining player on the Czech side with 20 seconds to work with. Bomb to get tapped down, but not with a commit. The one player ahead of him is so darn low, but eventually goes for the smoke to give him some extra space. 10 seconds. Is that the right decision though? Expects there could be a flank. And that's what's so scary about this position. Has no information, knows that there's approximately 1 or 2 players, but all 3, not so sure. But now they walk in. Could be the lineup of the head, not quite. Gives himself some space little by little.
This is
that's
doable
headshot.
for him.
Check it! Shocks! What was that? What a play! 1v3 clutches around for Sinners.
He narrowly gets that as well.
Multiple occasions, but they can show us that no matter what, no matter the amount of oxygen, they can still breathe. And Keserato, he's going for an arm hold again, but B-Stick clears free of it. B-Stick again down to 22. Zetko aggresses, but Art delivers before he falls. No follow-up from Sinners. It's a flash, but Art holds onto his ground. 3 against 4. Furia lies their hands in front of Art, saying, "You are our leader." And right now, Sinners are pressured to regain lead towards theirs, but Art is having none of it. Art, he's an unstoppable madman so far. Neofrag finally shots him down. Shock tries to close things out on the other side of the map. Only is good for 1, but things are down to an equilibrium state as both teams are alive with 2.
They might still be able to claw their way back into this. Sinners, I know they're low on HP with regards to Shock, but oh, no way. Yuri, question mark?
Okay.
What?
On this defense.
If this AUG doesn't... Oh, no, there's an audio cue as well. He doesn't quite get the first kill immediately, and that's going to be his downfall. Yuri, he's still been left unchecked, and he needs to chime into the battle. Oscar in hot pursuit. He wants to catch Art, but that's not the case at all. Yuri, he'll be back in the driver's seat. Or at least trying to be bomb site, and that's exactly where Sinners will be heading as well.
FURIA, they've got such a strong hold here. Beastic, you need to come up huge. You may be the in-game leader, but it's the frags that you do require. Bomb drop. Zedko is able to bounce back with a kill of his own, but Yuri and Drop have got a lineup going on, and they will not let anybody pass, not a single fly. And it's FURIA to get ever so close.
There was only one set of utility coming towards the A site, and they can feel confident in their decision to head to B as well. Had that been a double fake, it could have been worrying. But since it wasn't, FURIA, they can make it work, and all of those acrobatics, much faster play this time around. The slow walks in the park just simply aren't cutting it anymore.
Yeah, but they fall victim to nades here. Art needs to recover with a smoke. Vinny falls back, but it's shocked to put a bullet straight through his head. Art ends up falling to his own nade. That's not a way to die, but Sinners, they still stand strong, even though Beastic is very, very low. And
if Quesarado can hit the first shot, then FURIA still have an opportunity back into this.
Like we said, one smoke available, therefore there's a massive gap that Quesarado can work with. That's one kill. Does make the lineup of Sinners a little bit weaker, but a smoke set on the FURIA side. Scouting these out. Oscar's positioning may have been telegraphed, and that is very scary if you're Sinners, but you do have that crossfire set up. Beastic may want to peek out, but he does get shot down. Oscar gets shot down as well. Zedko tried to deliver right back up, but it's down to 1-on-1. Time is of essence. Neofrag just has to spray down through the smoke. Quesarado stops with a defuse, but it's Sinners to get themselves on top at halftime.
At least rounds have come down to those 2v2s, those 1v1s, and it's kept things in close proximity.
Well, FURIA picking up on the T side now, and Shock ends up falling to the flames. Oscar trying to put bullets through his opposition's heads, but it's Yuri to bounce back against Neofrag. Oscar eventually falls down against 2 versus 4. Zedko from a distance up against the smoke. He's got a lot of bullets flying in this approximate direction, and he needs to dance around as if it's the Matrix now. With 1 down, it is down to 2 on 3. The bomb planted as well. FURIA have put further pressure onto the Czech side. Art again closing the life of Zedko, leaving Beastic to his downfall. It is going to be the equalizer from FURIA.
Can he find the frag here?
Beastic, good aggression, damage inflicted, does put himself into a corner here. Ooh, could be a deadly one, but misses out on the shot eventually. Yuri is able to punish him. The Sinners don't quite run away with an extra kill there, but FURIA, they're heavily damaged, and Neofrag wants more of it. Wants more of this pie. He might be able to retrieve it as well. Damage inflicted on it, and Zedko puts a bullet straight through Quesarado's head. And now FURIA may have space to go towards a B site, but they have to deal with the gatekeeper Oscar first.
He can't quite find the angle through the smoke, and ooh, okay, Shock's done quite a bit here. Vinny, if he can maybe get Oscar, that would be an opening for him, but he's given up his position now, and the one opportunity he had, that's been given up. Has to go for the bomb plant. And they want to stop it. Oscar peeks right out. Avoid getting shot in the head.
No
okay,
way.
There's a chance here. He catches the head, but he can't quite pull the trigger in time. His head is going to be on the chopping block. Not quite spotting the pixel just yet. Yuri's being very careful.
Oh, no.
There's the barrel, there's the kill, and that's the retreat. Zedko gets away with one as well, and Art is desperately trying to put the pieces back together.
Art does put 1 bullet straight through the eyes of Beastic, and now wants to continue with this push. Smoke to give him further space, actually to close out one of the angles so he can focus on the right. Neofrag has got some pressure onto him, but he's still good enough to get that spray down onto his opposition. Oscar lines up an up shot, and Sinners are straight back into this game.
That was finally Sinners calling. They have a massive opportunity at getting back here because they're only up against Tech-9s, but with this clock ticking down, they'll be very tough. Not quite threading the needle here. Vinny will miss out on a golden opportunity to make it palatable. Tech-9 doesn't quite work out. Quesarado wants to go and say, that's the second, that's the third, and he's looking for the fourth as well. He switched over to the MP9, desperately looking around the smoke. That's a fair bit of damage on Oscar, but there's no time remaining. Quesarado, he's done it with only a Tech-9. He's saved the round for his team, and Oscar will be flying off of Vertigo with... How does he survive that? I thought there was enough damage, but regardless, so much done from FURIA.
Their heads in their palms right now. Wondering how on earth do you come back from such a deficit, from such a scenario where you're up against the wall and FURIA is just holding you up it with their hands on your necks.
And any other claustrophobic analogies you can think of.
And it's just a simple cleanup for FURIA without dropping a single man to close out this round against Sinners. Connector may be able to change their minds towards B. Shock will be, oh, I think he got spotted. Serato knows, and he's got the lineup ready, and there you have it. It's all down to Zedko when it comes to B. You can see Sinners are scrambling to get here quickly, but Zedko needs that close angle, needs to put that MP9 in the best position possible. Close by, that's a headshot, nearly the second, but Drop holds his ground. Serato will not give them a chance. Neofrag's position has been compromised, has been given away, and it just allows Fury to dance around and bomb to make its way onto the site to get himself planted. But Neofrag, if he isolates this could be perfect. Because look at Yuri. He's nowhere close to be found, and if it's a quick one here from Neofrag, this could be doable. Could get himself into the site, and there's no rotation to come towards stairs. Serato, if he gets shut down as well, Neofrag will be in a marvelous position knowing that Yuri is down to 17. Little by little, touch inflicted. That's extra pressure. Could be the spray down. Runs out of bullets. Needs to tap once more to put further pressure, but it's Yuri's shot through the head to put FURIA on 16. Give them the first win of this series. They've got a happy face. Wrapping around towards the outside. B-Stick is smelled that they may want to go for him directly, but they do opt to going towards ramp instead. Shock holds his ground, and he actually doubles it up as well. So FURIA, with their attempt to go for entire wraparound, they get stopped in their tracks. Now Shock does have space to reposition, but a B-Stick swing to stop them in their tracks. The B site has been taken over with a bomb being planted, but Sinners with such an immense amount of numbers alive on the server, they can definitely take care of this by playing the trade game. Serato just behind the doors here. I think they know exactly where he is. He's going to get pre-fired for the time being. Opening and closing of the doors will show his position, and Neofrag will close him out. Still want to make sure that they've got plenty of utility when if it ends up coming to a retake. Now, FURIA, they want to start picking out, and it's not the right timing for Oscar. He ends up getting one, but Zedko is there to retaliate as the trades come forth. 3 against 4, as smoke has been set in place to keep them at bay. But the A site hasn't yet to be compromised, and Neofrag peeks outside to put Sinners straight back into the lead.
I always get thrown off by the skulls in this HUD. Like, if you look at Drop, Art, Yuri, Oscar, they've got skulls next to their name, and it...
FURIA. Ooh, they're actually going to go directly into the push here. A lot of mollies and flashes will mean that they will start pushing out, and Neofrag does deliver on his first end. The start does get shut down, but Drop utilizes that molly to perfection, getting a kill off it, and follows it up with a rifle play as well. Shock on the backline of the site. They haven't checked it completely. Therefore, he could run away with a victory. No, he starts circles around Yuri. Knows where he could approximately come from. That's a free kill if he wants it.
No,
Goes for the trigger discipline play, and that's going to end up with 2 kills. Now they've got control of the A site, equalizing the numbers, knowing where Serato will come from. Shock, he's just salvaged this again. And now Vinny will try and deny it, but he won't be able to do so in a quick fashion now. Shock knows where he's coming from, but Vinny closes things out. And just like that, puts FURIA on the board. I was trying to make a joke with Team Spirit, but guess that's not going to be the name of the game. FURIA directly onto the site they go. XM could do a lot of damage. Auto shot E at play, but no kills given over. Finally, Zedko turns around with a 180, but Yuri, he's tamed the tides. He's onto the A site all by himself, and the XM has switched hands. Onto his side, he's got the read. Oscar with a peek. Well, that range will definitely favor the AWP and Sinners.
To be recovered. So FURIA this time around, they've got a chance. All they have to do is hit the pedal. Unfortunate. Zedko, he's made it so much harder.
Oh, we see so many good plays throughout it, but sometimes it's just those anticlimactic ones that put a team ahead when it comes to situations. The information was relayed over, so Serato gets the kill. Oscar goes with a peek, not quite able to succeed on that kill. Vinny, he's not going to check his right side, and Shock will be able to capitalize upon that, but it is a 3v3 endeavor as FURIA get themselves that bomb plant. They didn't want to go for the risk, and FURIA will get themselves a second, and 3 players will survive on each end of the server.
Yeah, if Sinners only had 1 for 3.
With weapons in their arms. Seems like they've got an idea in store for us. Stick will be hiding out, but it's Art's swing to get them this first kill. Flashed out completely. Neofrag can't do too much about it. Art delivers on hidden, and it's all down to Zedko, but it can't do more than just 1 kill. And that's FURIA's leeway into the game. Is FURIA to regain some ground. Enjoy those movies every so often. Having a marathon of them is a yearly occurrence.
Oh, look at this aggression from the CT side, though. Beastic and Zedco, they'll be making quick work of the FURIA roster in case Serato and Vinny.
Shock not giving away from this, and as soon as he's challenged, Zedco may want to push out as well. Case Serato slowly inching for this swing. Shock so close. The swing successful with damage, but not so successful and fruitful when it comes to the kill. Vinny all by himself, all players approaching, they know exactly where he is. He needs to collect the bomb. Molly to make sure that one area is excluded from the ones that a peak could come out from, but it's the only area where Sinners didn't have a member lying, so that is going to be Sinners straight back into...
If they start to spam it, regardless, they end up throwing a Molotov to make sure that it's safe. But they're heading straight into the Lion's Den. Zedco, he's good for one as he pops off, but Neofrag, he knows that he knows exactly what the AUG is good for.
Now Beastic could be in quick contention. Case Serato actually eager to move outside, but he might be caught out by Neofrag there, and that's exactly what happens. Vini walks into the crossfire of Shock. It is exchanged with a nade to top it off, and it's going to be the finisher as well. Shock tribute to Kobe, and Beastic will find the finishing blow onto drop, meaning that Sinners get themselves 10 double digits. And whenever I see Dooley's on the server, I get really excited. And Vini, will you excite me further? No, that will not happen. Denied instantly. Yuri has to fall. Case Serato with his USP drop from afar from that heaven position. Can only deliver on one end, but that's the bomb dropped in the middle of the site. Now Zedco may want a different side of approach. Art moving away. And he won't be in direct contention. He's been spotted looking for the tag, but instead moves up. Could have been dreadful. But this is on an opportunity, and it's Art to close down his life so dreadfully low. One bullet onto his leg should be his finish maker. The drop holds on. Flash just in time for him to peek out, but it's Oscar to close his life.
The dualies can be very dreadful, but with 6 HP, I think just a recoil on them is just going to take him out. Sinners with 11 on the board, only 4 rounds in between them and the finish line, and FURIA still have a shot at bringing it all together. Yuri tries to get cheeky with the smoke, but Oscar's having none of it. Already a very fickle spot for FURIA to be in. Can Sinners really make it this convincing of a game? I highly doubt it. But I mean, if Vinny gets a kill like that, it could be doable. And now Vinny wins out with trade again, so it's a 3v3 endeavor with Case Serato low in health, but Sinners have... Drop is gaining a lot of information with this push now. Will fall in hand to Shock's his push. That's going to be the headshot for Shock, meaning that Sinners have the upper hand. How will FURIA react to this? Because Art's still stuck in place. Heading straight onto the A site. Not too much that Case Serato can do with his limited HP. And even if he had HP, it wouldn't have mattered because that's a clean headshot. FURIA.
Everyone's driving this car to places that they want. Now Yuri goes aggressive, looking to switch things up here, but Oscar is able to snatch Art out of the server. Yuri, the trigger doesn't play. This is going to be perfect. That's going to be 2 kills. FURIA may have found themselves back into this game, but Oscar with the AWP will not fall that easily. Actually goes for the aggressive shot, but Yuri emerges from the shadows and comes out victorious again. Shock under pressure, can't do all that much, and this means that Zedco is left all by himself, with FURIA being able to distinguish all of his opponents.
Zedco, he still has a chance to get a 1v2 going. 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock. He needs to take 2 duels, and he might be able to isolate them as well. That's the first one, but he's on 16 points of health in the first shot that he takes. It's all about timing here. Vinny moving right in. That is there, and so is the bullet. FURIA rounds, win them cleanly. That's the name of the game for FURIA. Getting ready for an A-side quick hit, though.
And as they go, Art delivers onto Beastic, and all of a sudden, things get troubling for Sinners. One by one, they get shot down, but Zedco and Shock do retaliate. Finny tries to make care that Oscar is no more, draws out the pistol, and he makes his life ever so difficult. Shock connects through the box, but is that good enough? Now he has to deal with 2 players, and the door is locked behind him, and Vinny is close by. FURIA, how do they hold on? Down very, very easily. But he wants to make sure that he can take control of a secret, but Art is there to stop him in his tracks. Now, What's Sinners' game plan here? Because FURIA hold on most of the cards. Sinners need to create those cards for themselves, need to pull out these aces from their sleeves. But they might not be able to do so because Serato is here with a Royal Flush. Vinny, what can he do about it? But just stare from the backline and just shoot down together with his teammates. FURIA on 11, shutting down yet another buy round from Sinners.
Over to Garage, but the main crux of the action...
This is huge.
Did he spot a barrel? Question mark?
Not quite sure,
Waiting
but...
around Redcon, he knows exactly what's up, and he's able to get Zedko in the grave. Now, he does realize that they might have potentially crossed over to Secret. That's why the call is going to be made. Now, the one piece of the puzzle that is missing is Shock. They're not quite sure where he's at.
Well, I was able to deal with him from that distance, and that keeps FURIA back into the game now. With Oscar falling, there's no long-distance troublemaker that can be brought towards him. Beastic needs to close out the gap, but unable to deliver the pieces in the end. Yuri shot down out of the server instantly with Shock's high-flying performances this matchup, but they're not going to be high-flying enough because FURIA, they've aggressed onto their opponents. Inwards they go, flashes out, Zedko drops. The Q has been given, but it doesn't even matter because Neofrag is able to hold this back from the behind. But Serato, how does he come huge like this so quickly? Gasping for a breath as Vinny is looking to shock them further, but it's Shock to hold onto his ground. Nothing is over yet. Things are dreadfully close as we find ourselves in an equilibrium state 2 versus 2, but Drop's aggression pays off. It's all down to Zedko without the bomb in his hands.
15 seconds remaining. Gonna be taking the very slow route, expecting the player to be there, but Serato, I think he's made quite a bit of a dent in this round.
Flown out from the Arsenal of FURIA. Yeah, Serato close by. He might spot out some movement. That could be a spray down. He's got them locked and loaded in position. And that's going to be Vinny capitalizing on that information. 2 players out of the server already. FURIA are on the highway to closing things out, but Zedko hasn't had enough just yet. 1 smoke only remaining. Sinister with a chance here. They've managed to salvage their players, going for the optimal play in the handbook that they had at the position where they rotated towards ramp. Art delivers with the first blood of this retake, and he delivers with a second as well. It's all down to Zedko, but he needs a marvelous play to keep his team in this. It's FURIA from 14-8 to bring us all the way to overtime for a chance to hold on to their own map pick.
I think it was actually a worse scoreline. I believe it was...
Question, can they bounce back from this? They need a moment of excellence to restore faith. Now, Vinny holding down his ground, but it's Beastic put it straight through his head. Serato swing just in time, but Neofrag retaliates. Onto the side they go, but Art drops. That's going to be the kill. And Yuri chimes in as well. Down to 2 players. Sinners, they're locked out of it, but it's the long-distance kills from Oscar and Beastic to get them right back into the play. It's down to the new recruit of FURIA. The one has moved up from Academy to bring FURIA to a good point here, but that could be the kill, but it's not! Misses out on the shot, it's not directly the headshot, which means Sinners have a chance to get the bomb plant towards B.
But they didn't even have to do that. Beastic is there to intercept. Zedko, he hears the storm coming. The marching is on his way. Zedko doesn't quite get the quick scope and drop an arc and get a kill apiece. Now, Shock and Beastic, they'll have a time and a half trying to get the retake, especially with how good these positions will be from FURIA. 2-on-3 doesn't make anything easier. And where we saw Oscar get his kill previously, that's exactly where the 8-OVP in the form of Serato will be playing. First kill going the way of Shock.
Just depends on these lineups. Beastic pushing out. Neofrag, well, Serato not quite holding the right position. He's let him past, and that's going to be the closers on all ends. Sinners, they've done it. Beautiful retake. 2 kills in the end in that 2v2 scenario, put themselves on a 19th round, closing things out, taking us to that 3rd map. We're going to Ancient for us. I think they managed to get a good reset. The economy just fell into place for them. But look at the stack going on here. Up into Cheetah. Neofrag will be the first man to get challenged. He's not really put into use. His Trap is able to find first blood, but now needs to peek out as the crossfire being set up. Trap continues to devour them. FURIA just steamroll through their opponents, and they find their way into the B side with a couple of smokes blocking the entrances.
Not sure they can do anything off of these positions, although they've got USBs. A couple headshots would definitely be what the doctor ordered, but they only have a prescription. They only have a prescription for one of them. Oscar. Okay, he's the man in charge, but not quite large enough to take control of it. FURIA
play in this fashion without being able to retaliate, they'll be in trouble.
Frag, he'll be on the receiving end of some bullets if he doesn't watch out. But Zedko made quite a bit of a dent here. FURIA already sweating bullets before they enter the bomb site. Shock not quite able to connect, but these AKs need to come to life. Lots of damage being exchanged, and this is a lineup that simply shouldn't have happened. Vinny tries to make things a bit more palatable, but now they have to make sure they can clear something out. Zedko in the back lines, he's got the headshot. Vinny, 2 frags for him, but with only 18 seconds, he's got a lot of work to do.
He really does. AK at hand, at least that's got something he's got going on for him. But Beastic catches him as he walks away. Back turns against him. And that's giving some more fuel to the flames. Scorching part of this fire definitely affected them substantially. Art delivers in mid. Eventually, Yuri holds onto his ground with a mid-eagle. Queserato, he's felt a confidence boost here. But his teammates are managing to score all across the board. You can see the top right of his screen is lighting up. FURIA, with a lesser buy, they're still able to do a lot of damage, get a victory in their hands, and keep things to a close endeavor. 2-2 is the scoreline.
Setup to take control of either side. Beastic.
This could be huge. If he manages to scout out Vini, oh, the timing doesn't quite work out. Could be the spray down. Knows that Yuri is in this approximate area, but the smoke will salvage him for the time being. Sinners, they haven't really paid for their depths. The depth they find themselves in. They're challenged from mid as well, but they're locked out for now. The smoke will keep them at bay. Oscar reigning supreme from above, reigning supreme towards mid.
They're super centered around making...
But that smoke actually walks in favor of FURIA. Now Oscar, AWP at hand, multiple players he needs to deal with as they move into his location. Finds one, moves back into safety. Neofrag delivers on his end, and all of a sudden, Sinners really do hold on to all of the cards. With FURIA locked out of it, looking for an advantage Shock. I doubt he'll give them the chance. No, he will not. Bullet straight into the skull. FURIA, they're just left scratching their heads right now.
And for good reasons. It seems like Sinners are not giving them an inch at all. Now, I talk about inch. There's a bullet to the head of Oscar. Getting the first shot lined up, but Beastic knows exactly what's up. Nade rebound, does a little bit of damage. It's gonna be very hard for FURIA to get the bomb, man. It's just...
Impossible.
It's just the fact that the B site is so simply a very difficult map for the T side to take control of. Unless they can batter the economy of the CT side, and that's simply not a privilege that will be allowed in Shock. Makes it that much more luxurious for Sinners to waltz on forward.
It's that simple. 2 weapons less to work with, and Neofrag may fancy more. Oscar, he definitely does. FURIA, it's been a while where we felt like they've had a certain advantage when it comes to this map. It was only the follow-up from the pistol. Apart from that, hasn't been all that eventful when it comes to FURIA. It seems that the Czech Republic side may have found the number of the Brazilians. Getting a victory could put them directly back in contention of this map, and that is something that Sinners do not want one bit. Zedko finally connects his shot close by as Yuri does close the distance. Now 3 against 4. They realize their chances are slim, but they will go for it either way. Plenty of money to go around, but Yuri says no to that. Oscar won't be permitted access, but Beastic continues to push his team onwards. It's down to Shock to find access towards Temple here. But Yuri, he's had too much impact so far, but not for long. The bomb is ticking slowly but surely. There's only one man left, and that is Queserato, but he is enough, and he gives FURIA this win.
But it's something to work off of. Beastic already in position for the retake instead. Doesn't want to aggress early on, but Queserato, he's in hot pursuit, moving straight out. 1 for 1 trade. The M4 connects once more, and Vinny will get another trade here instead. Very chaotic round, but now Zedko has made it way better for the CT side.
Oh, they didn't let them to breathe. They got onto the site, but Sinners just pressed W and kept it going. Not power, but Vinny, in the process of trying to hold this down, does get a bullet right into his skull, lodged onto his back here, still keeping him alive, though. Neofrag onto the site. He goes. Vinny is able to bounce back from it, still alive, being a menace over in Cave, but it seems that someone is in direct contention of this. Just comes down to timing. Beastic, the in-game leader of Sinners, has brought his team back into a position where they can hold down the site. Neofrag, when it comes comes to pistols, he's an unstoppable force, and Yuri, all by himself with nothing to do, will greet the same fate as his fallen teammates did moments earlier. A kill or two to distract them from this push. Doesn't quite have any audio cues as Oscar moves away from heaven. That's going to be two very different angles, and he won't be able to run in with absolutely anything. But Drop and Keserato have got the read. They find themselves a couple of kills, one across mid and one across A. Now, Sinners, they need to collect the bomb and choose wisely on their next approach. But Neofrag is challenging from tunnels as well. Inwards, they go towards the A site. Smokes, they have it plenty to maybe stop the plant in his tracks. It's just too far off, and the molly just makes it ever so difficult for him. Off angles being gathered from Sinners, getting themselves in post-plant positions, and this just makes him so difficult for Vinny, but he smelled one out, quickly traded back by Oscar, and it's down to Keserato. And the round will be going to the Czech side. The round of 15 will be heading over to Sinners.
As well.
Yeah, it does seem like that, at least on our screen. Maybe not the case. Well, if that was the case, that's a very unfortunate endeavor. No, it keeps it going. So, FURIA was the spray down of Yuri to heavily put damage onto one of the players. Zetko may not be able to put the bomb down just in time before he falls to that nade splash damage. Neofrag close by. As soon as there's a smoke fades, he may have an advantage, but if he deals with more than one player, things do get difficult. That's going to be the headshot, doubles it up. Oscar as well. How do they even convert this from a 5v3 to a 2v2? And Neofrag on site holding the bomb. He's got Oscar on the main entry of the site. They need to telegraph these possessions. Quick conversion of the crosshair, but it's all down to Oscar. He needs to find these kills, but Drop is too quick with the swing. FURIA, they hold on for now. Now, Shock taking that mid advantage. Continuing to push. Neofrag, though, has a good chance. Two different angles, but Yuri from the distance does deliver. Yuri's position may have been unexpected, but B6 shuts it down. 3 against 4. Still Sinners with the advantage. 2 players. Oh, Keserato. That's a free kill by Shock. He finds one, but quickly traded back, but that gives space for Sinners to perhaps move in. But instead, they move away. Could find himself a shot here. That's a lot of footsteps relayed over. Bomb planted, and now you can see Zetko holding that position. Very close angle. B6 will be able to deliver. Zetko closes things out, and there you have it. The finisher is here. Sinners, 16-5. They finally close things up and get themselves the qualification ticket to the semi-finals.
Now that's absolutely